My trolley was so heavy, I could barely push the children and the load with it in there. I could not live a day, I think, without this dinner set in my life. I know, over dramatic, but that's part of my charm. Let's eat. Hello my lovelies. You may be thinking, wow, what a lovely Burberry scarf, or you may be thinking, no honey, that ain't one, and you'd be right. This is just a checkered pink scarf because lucky checkered is always in, especially in autumn winter, and this is one I actually picked up from one of those bargain stores, like one of those $2 bargain homeware stores. They bring them out annually, but the quality, guys, the quality feels like cashmere. I am not even joking. The softness, not to mention I have worn this multiple seasons and it has not pilled. It is just fantastic, fantastic quality, and I can't even tell you the brand. And I have them actually, just for your personal interest, in different colorways. It's just a fantastic staple, super thick, super warm, and super cute. Just adds that nice little, you know, visual interest to an otherwise quite boring basic outfit. But I have here, now that I have organized my winter apparel in my wardrobe, I've got it in a lighter beige and a more tan color. So I've got them up there so it's easily accessible. And also I have popped on a really old pair of charcoal jeans and some kicks. So I'm going very like cool mum, practical mum. We're just going to run out to the shops now, which has a bit of pink in there. These are some Nikes. And just a forever new little cropped sweater in a blush pink. And yes, my hat doesn't quite match, but I needed something to cover my day 5 hair as per usual. I am makeup free, as you can see, and I'm just been sort of fiddling around with this beanie, trying to decide how to make it look best on me. I don't think I'm a beanie kind of gal. If anything, I feel like I could switch this out and wear my shearling leather bucket hat. Like, see what a difference that makes? It just does so much more than the beanie. But then again, I am just running out to Kmart and doing the groceries, so this will suffice. So please don't mind the makeup free look. This is my daily look. I've gone jewellery free because, again, just hopping out to the shops, keeping it very casual, and wearing a little silk scrunchie on my wrist for practical reasons, and wearing my everyday bag, which is this Oraton canvas slash, well, it's like a coated canvas bag. I have it in white as well, but I switched it out for the black one as we are in autumn winter, and I thought that was way more appropriate. And this is my everyday handbag, which I take everywhere. I even wash it in the sink, guys. This is an absolute fabulous shopper tote, and I got this half price at Oraton, so if it's still on sale, I will link it down below. And yes, off we go to the shops. Oh, and as for the beanie, why it doesn't match is because it was $8 from Kmart, and when something is $8 at Kmart, which has a little floofy bauble at the end and it looks cute, you don't really question the colour, do you? But if it comes out in a cream or a blush pink, I'll probably pick it up in one of those colours as well. But still, super warm and snuggly. Out for some groceries, and look what I found. The most beautiful winter flowers. I believe these are cabbage flowers. Sorry, they're kale flowers. So tempted to get a bunch. Aren't they beautiful? I need to grow these in a future set garden. Whoa. Wow, look at these huge pumpkins. That's another pumpkin as well, but look at this one. I think it's a gourd. I think it's gourd. But look at the shape of that. And look at this one.
Look at this one.
They're massive. Oh, they got some baby ones too. Oh, they're so cute. Ooh. leather-bound measuring spoons. Yes, please. This is kind of handy, actually. Something to think about, perhaps when it's new though. This seems like to be the only one. Still love this lamp. Still haven't committed. Pink sparkly laptop sleeve. I don't know why, but this kind of speaks to me. But I don't like how the zips are buckling. That's the only thing that bothers me. Wow. This is a nice find. And this is also very different. This speaks to me. This is also an unusual size. These are also very cute. Love contrast leather handles. My gosh, wooden coffee to go set. This is too cute. What if kids would actually do this? I mean, well, perhaps if they want to aspire to be a barista. I mean, good time to practice. Mummy likes coffee. Cute little baking tins in the homeware section. Nice sage green colour. Also comes in a stock pot. These fruited jars are also very cute. I came back from the shops with the groceries, and of course I came back from Kmart with absolutely more than I needed. But that is a haul for another day, and some goodies for Mama. And the beanie has also been absolutely fantastic, not too hot. Okay, this may not be interesting to some of you, but it is to me because I love to see what people are buying and eating down at the grocery store. So I picked out my spinach, which I have every day in my smoothies. I also found this brand called Sips, and this is a cucumber and mint sparkling water with native Australian strawberry gum. Now this just spoke to me. This sounds really interesting, so I'll enjoy that today. Picked up my usual Yopros, which I like to have as a snack. Found this on special. My Koyo vanilla bean yogurt, which I like to have with my waffles. And then I also picked up my regular snacks, which are the Shelby's nuts in the coconut yogurt, which tastes like Raffaello's, no joke. And I like to take these to work, these little lavash cheese cracker snack packs. And also, whilst I was out, because I got a little bit distracted, picked up these absolutely gorgeous full pom-pommed beanies. I recently picked one up from Kmart, but I have to say these just steal the show because the pom-pom is so much more generous and it actually sits at the right point in my head. It doesn't actually flop back, so that's really spoke to me. Plus, I loved the different sort of cable knit designs. Well, this one's a cable, this is probably just more of a ribbed. These have little sparkles in there and they're not too overwhelming. It's just kind of hinted, and I just loved the border of this one. I have to admit though, I probably would have rathered the colours reversed, like the white for the furry part and then the brown throughout the middle, but one can't have everything, can they? I picked this up from a local little boutique actually, so they're brandless, but another great feature is they come with this real furry insert inside, which I've never seen before. Like, how handy is that? Perfect for those bad hair days, of which I have many, particularly during a very rainy Arctic winter. And I also picked up these beautiful kale flowers, which I thought were cabbage, but apparently kale, and they come out every winter, so they last a long time. They've got a nice, generous sort of bamboo-like stalk to them, which is kind of what you want because flowers die rather quickly, and these hopefully will last at least a week. And I don't know about you guys, but having fresh flowers in the house just makes you want to put on a nice, beautiful dress and be one of those ladies of the manor, which may not be in real life for some people perhaps, but fresh flowers do make me just feel a little bit different. What a miserable day. Perfect for a Starbucks cappuccino in my favourite hug mug, and my raw date cacao cookies that I keep in the freezer. Ooh, I could have this for lunch. In fact, I just might. Another cozy home thing I like to do on rainy days is to flick through a fresh recipe magazine. These are the free ones you get from the supermarket. How cheap am I? But they do have some really good ideas in them sometimes, and sip a coffee. So this is some nice downtime that has come very welcome. Ooh, this also looks good. my wrist was getting a little tired there. Hi guys, and welcome back. But I guess this is midway through this video. It is actually thanks to removing my lighting, my darling. Hold that minute. Hold on. We have technical children difficulties. Right. Lucky I have this random pile of dinnerware sitting there so I can eat my cookie. We all know what kind of day it's been when a cookie is involved. Hi everybody. We are going to be doing a little Kmart haul. I had a wonderful time in store, as I always do, because I go in for no reason at all and come out with everything that I thought I didn't need but needed. That is how I like to shop, spontaneously. Let's begin. I love shopping at Kmart predominantly for homeware bits, and I rarely go in for Kmart fashion, to be honest. I used to actually buy a lot of their underwear and basics, but I found the quality over time just wasn't that good, to be quite honest. But in recent years, they have really upped their game and are starting to compete with other brands like Cotton On, H&M, and other really accessible, affordable brands in the fashion arena. So I picked up a little something online because they didn't have my size in store, but I did originally spot it there. So I'm going to begin with some fashion bits because I just can't resist. I picked up this little matching gym set, and I actually do not own a matching gym kit at this point, and I have been just looking for the right one, and I've just never found any of those really over branded ones for me. I prefer something a lot more unbranded and something I can even integrate with my everyday wardrobe, or even pop a cardigan over just to make it an item of clothing rather than just a piece of activewear to work out in. I picked up this lovely bralette ribbed legging set by the brand Everlast. Now Everlast is a Kmart brand, I believe, and I really just loved this colour. It is such a nice neutral. Often the more affordable fashion can be in colours that are not really wearable, but this time they have really invested, and let me just tell you, the quality from just feeling it is really thick and supportive. I also picked up this little crop in the same colour, not the same ribbing. It has the Everlast logo on the front, and I just thought again this would be a really nice wearable piece for just casual around the house daily chores. And the last of the fashion bits that I found in store was this lovely sandy coloured or beige coloured mock neck ribbed jumper. And I just love the simplicity of this, and I bought it actually oversized deliberately because I'm really moving away from anything too tight fitting. I just want to be comfortable, and it's actually really chic to do the tucking when you have oversized pieces, and I feel like tucking and layering is how fashion is moving forward these days, and I'm totally here for it. I'm all for comfort. So let's try these pieces on. Okay, so filming against my wardrobe just to get a bit of clarity here, as my mirror is far too dusty and I can't be bothered cleaning it. This is the ribbed set. The bralette comes with padding, so no need to wear a bra to get some coverage and a little bit of shape. This is very highly supportive. I actually got this in a size up, so I suggest you do the same if you are broad-shouldered like me and also want a little bit more length on the bralette, because I am a t-shirt singlet kind of girl. I don't wear bralettes for working out or in my everyday life because I have very predominant ribs. I am a big ribbed girl. Unfortunately, those big ribs didn't carry on with the rest of me in my development, but they are a fine feature of mine. The leggings are also super supportive and stretchy, and the ribbing, like the linear effect on these tights, are actually really flattering, and the branding is super subtle in that matching beige shade. So very impressed with this little set. Realistically, because I'd feel a little bit too self-conscious to have my midriff on show in public, I would wear this with a lovely piece of knitwear such as a cardigan or even a long long line cardigan, that would actually be ideal. But because of the shade, you can actually get away with wearing this just to pop out to the shops or go out for coffee or walk the dog or whatever you do during your day. Putting over something a little bit more discreet is a nice wearable way to leave the house in. And if you're staying in, I just had to show you guys, I picked up these super cute, super fluffy knitted slippers that match the same tone of my activewear. The dream, guys, the dream home outfit. And these are very UGG-like with this lovely furry detail. And if I can let you see this on screen, let me attempt to give you a shot where you can see how this look would go all together when you're chilling at home. These were only $12, by the way. So absolutely a, let's see, 1/100th of the price of Uggs. I've never owned Uggs, but I can imagine they're quite expensive. And what I love about Kmart slippers, oh wow, this is the dream. Oh, oh, I love it. They are so cute. I mean, look at them. Aren't they just adorable? Sorry, back to my point. The one thing about Kmart slippers is I actually have owned a pair of Kmart slippers for, I'm going to say, about 3 years, and I have put them through the wash almost probably 100 times, and they have maintained their fluffiness and their quality and the padding. You know, after a while the padding sort of wears thin in slippers. Well, Kmart ones don't, and they don't cost you less, so I highly recommend, if you purchase any fashion bits from Kmart, make it a pair of slippers. And speaking of purchases, of course I couldn't resist but pick up a second pair of the ones that I was referring to just then. I have these pair of Kmart slippers in the lilac that has served me through COVID, through all my time at home, and washing them doesn't seem to have an effect on these. These are their crossover slides. I will link them in the description box. And I picked them up in this lovely neutral brown colour because that seems to be the vibe this season. Neutrals, beiges, browns and knitwear. Some might say boring, I'd say coordinated. And here is what they look like on. Super comfortable and lovely and bulky. Now let's try the long sleeved crop. I had to pop my bra back on for this because this comes unsupported. You could even wear that little matching bralette underneath if you wish. And I just thought this would be a really nice everyday staple. It's super soft material. I'll find out once I take this off what material this is because it is so soft and it's quite thick as well. So perfect for those trans-seasonal moments where it's not too cold to wear a jumper but not too hot to wear a singlet. So this is the perfect solution and can be worn with basically anything because it's a lovely neutral beige. And I apologize if this seems a bit boring to some of you, especially with all the beige tones. However, like I said, it is so rare to find this shade in any affordable brands. They tend to go as a very loud coloured fabrics. Perhaps they're cheaper, I'm not quite sure, but it's really nice to see Kmart investing their pricing or in their supplies to put out these really lovely wearable neutral colours which you can make part of your capsule wardrobe on a budget. I mean, fantastic. And finally, let's just pop the necklace out here. Wow. Okay, I think this could be my favorite out of all the fashion pieces from Kmart, and it's this lovely knitted jumper with a drop sleeve, and I love how it's got this extra fabric here between the arms. I just think this drapey look is just so elegant on basically any body shape. And as you can see, I've just paired it with the leggings as they match seamlessly. So this can definitely be worn from office to house to home to pickups to groceries to shopping. This is just so wearable yet so elegant, and the fact that Kmart is now putting out mock necks with extra detailing on the neck with the ribbing here and paying attention to details like the colours. This knit is in a lovely neutral, kind of a two-tone colour. There's some browns and some beiges woven in throughout the wool here, and just a super snuggly, really timeless piece. I'll also quickly show you the beanies that I picked up whilst I was out near the fruit shop, and I randomly came across these beanies, which are no ordinary beanies, and I must say, in comparison to the Kmart one, these just win. In fact, the Kmart one is most likely going to go to a friend or donate it to charity at this point, because these beanies are unlike anything I have seen before. And unfortunately, can I link them? I'll try to link them if possible. Anyway, they have a furry interior. Usually beanies are just knitted and there's one layer to them and that's it, or they're the ugly thermal ones that you use for camping, which is not quite the vibe. Look at the pom-pom. I mean, my goodness, I love a good pom-pom, and these just deliver. This has actually got a metallic sparkliness woven throughout the bottom section here, and I love how the top bit is ribbed and the bottom part has like a cable knit style to it. Now let's try it on. Oh my goodness, I need to go to the snow. This is so cute. It makes my head nice and round, as I have quite a small oval shaped head, and this just gives the volume for those days when you have none in the hair. You can just add some in with a beanie. This is a great way to disguise a bad hair day. And let's try the second one. The second one I wasn't going to buy because I didn't think the brown quite complemented my skin tone, but I couldn't go past the design. It comes with a fluffy interior, which is so cozy and comfortable, and a fluffy exterior, which I couldn't resist. Massive pom-pom. It is checking all the boxes and comes with a cable knit design in the center. So let's see if we love it better in person. Oops. It is not as cute as the white one, but I feel like this would go really well with my brown coat or brown boots, and you just wanted to match the top half to your bottom half. A pom-pom just makes any outfit more cuter, in my opinion. And it also matches my slippers. I am so living my beige element right now. Oh, that's better. Sometimes when I'm filming, I completely forget to hydrate. Let's get back to the reason why most of us shop at Kmart, and that is for their homewares. Kmart's homewares are just, they're creative, they're innovative, they're modern, they're traditional. They basically cater to every taste out there. So I was very excited when they brought out some of these pieces, which I'm going to reveal to you now. I'm actually going to end on my most favorite. So let's begin with some of the basics. As you saw when I was out, I came across these lovely leather bound, or in this case probably vegan leather bound, measuring spoons in the black, and I just thought these were so cool, and I love the fact that they came attached to this one ring so you don't lose them in your drawer, and I just thought they looked really chic. Could be taken as traditional or modern. Then I also picked up a practical bit here, and that was this crate. It's a very farmyard looking crate, but I had a vision of perhaps stacking grocery items in here, or jars, or snacks, or even slippers if you wanted to. I just really loved the simplicity of this, and really a versatile piece to add to your home. You could even add some labeling to this if you wanted to use it for pantry storage. I don't know where I'm going to purpose this, but you'll be seeing it in the vlogs to come. And by accident I've just found the perfect home for my slippers, and it's this crate. This is absolutely the cutest storage solution I have ever bought. This would also be a super great option if you're limited on space, just like we are, and you wanted to stack your baskets. Look at that. You can stack them and make a tower of these farmhouse baskets. In fact, I feel like now I need to get another 4 because I have so many bits and pieces that would just look so much more tidy if they were hidden away in these slatted boxes. Behind me, you may have noticed in my vlogs that I have a little bit of foliage in the corner here, and throughout the seasons I have been really making an effort to change up the space with the seasons. Things are starting to warm up slightly, so I thought I would bring in some really feather-like blooms, and I found these yellow and pink fluffy river reeds, and the colors, they're unrealistic, and I know you can buy more realistic versions out there, but they're so soft and feminine for a girly room like this that I couldn't resist. And from a previous Kmart shopping day, I picked up this vase. It's got a lovely texture to it, and I just loved the shape. I think there were some smaller ones as well, and if you'd like, you could even just make a feature of them on their own without any foliage, as this vase just says enough on its own. But I love ceramics and glassware and decor, and this has just made a really lovely addition in my little corner there with my mirror. Then I also picked up something that I guess it's a bit unnecessary now because I've already established my makeup table, but I could even give it away as a gift if I don't end up using it, but I couldn't resist. It's a marble based jewellery tree, and any girl who has jewellery needs one of these, because sometimes when you put things away in a jewellery box you don't see them and therefore you don't use them, but a jewellery tray enables you to just grab and go and have things handy, and also save on space because you're stacking upwards rather than horizontally. So very happy to find that. I am happy to say that my makeup area has been left fairly tidy and organised, so I'm quite proud of myself. And just to show you where I might pop this little jewellery tree, I might just put it there in the corner where it's near all the rest of the marble range there. But I think this colour is so complementary to all the bronzes that come through in my makeup table piece. And just ignore the mess in the mirror there. Hi. I also picked up another practical bit. This is a storage divider, and I had an idea to use this in my dressing table drawers, as I've just freshly stripped them, so there's barely anything in there, but whatever is in there I'd like to be compartmentalized. So I thought these bamboo trays would be a nice way to just organize the spaces that you can't see. As I am realizing now, it is just as important to organize the spaces you can't see to the ones that you can see. To give you an example of how I'd use this little storage container, or divider if you will, and don't mind the toilet paper, we've run out of tissues, so this is the logical choice. I would probably put that in there and just store my elastics, pens, lip balm, clip, iconic voucher, because who doesn't love being spendy in bed? And as you can see, this has just absolutely made this drawer an absolutely wonderful space as well. So now I don't have to be stressed about what is where. I might even add another one to some of the other drawers, because this just makes sense. Organising inner spaces that you can't see makes sense. Now to my absolute favourite part of the haul, the dinnerware. Kmart bring out the most wonderful dinnerware season after season, and they tend to be very seasonal, and I'm sorry I'm far overusing that word, but I'm just obsessed with living with the seasons, changing with the seasons, and embracing that change. I also appreciate the fact that some pieces that we use in our everyday lives need to be trans-seasonal, and that is exactly what I did with this particular purchase. I found these placemats. They are the hyacinth placemat, and as you can see, they're woven. Now, there are better quality ones on the market. I'm not going to argue that. I don't really like the fact that you can see all the connecting joinery in this design, but from afar, that is Peppa Pig, I think, being streamed to my television. And Cocomelon. And oh my gosh, okay. I just embrace the realities of being a vlogger and being a mum of 3. Sorry about that interruption. That was actually quite funny. Okay, back to the placemats. Better quality ones out there don't like the joinery, but from afar you can't really tell. And when you're at the table, no one's going to be sitting there examining your placemats, and most of it is going to be covered by your plate. I actually really like the size of these as well, because your dinner plate is going to sit nicely, but you still get a little bit of the placemat underneath, a bit like a charger plate. So I picked up a set of those in, I think, a set of 8. And I also picked up these everyday placemats as well. A really neutral colour in the black and cream weave. And I take no offence with this because it's just a well designed placemat. You can see the spiraling, everything's very uniform, and you can wipe this clean, I believe, or even just pop it under the tap if anything got on it, which I really love because that happens a lot in my household. And finally, what we all came for, or let's face it, what I came for, this dinner set. Now, I own a couple of dinner sets because I have a thing about what you eat off or drink with. It has a mental effect on me. I'm very aesthetically affected by what I can see. I'm not sure what it is, but if I eat dinner or a snack on an ordinary plate or a plastic plate, it just doesn't taste the same. It's just not the same as eating off a proper plate or a pretty mug. Just the vibe is completely different. So dinnerware and the aesthetics of dinnerware is super, super important to me, and also the feel of it and the thickness of it. If anyone out there agrees with me on this, please mention it in the comments, because sometimes I feel like I'm the only one who cares about what cutlery I use and what I eat off. I know, princess, aren't I? I am an adult walking child. Let's begin with this dinner plate. This range is called the Sable Range. I'm not sure why, but what drew me to it was the colour. It's a lovely grey stone colour, and the whole range is stoneware, and it comes with a textured ribbing on the sides that have a little bit of a dark undertone between the ribbing. So that just really caught my eye. I don't know why, but I felt this set was really farmyard, very vintage, and just very transient into the autumn winter periods of the year where we're eating lots of really hot cozy dinners, and I thought this would complement it absolutely beautifully. It actually came in quite a full range. It came with the traditional side plate, and then surprisingly 3 side bowls, and I was only going to decide on one size and be done with it, but I loved the range so much that I picked it up in every size. My trolley was so heavy, I could barely push the children and the load with it in there. And I actually had to pick up some pieces online and in store because they didn't have the full range there at the time. So now I have a full set of 12 in case anything breaks and I need spares, because I could not live a day, I think, without this dinner set in my life. I know, over dramatic, but that's part of my charm. This is the middle-sized bowl. A nice serving for soup, and in comparison to the dinner plate, it's a really nice size. It's the most logical size, but I couldn't resist the larger bowl for things like pasta or curry, and this sits quite large on the dinner plate, so you probably wouldn't place these together on the table. And lastly, a little dessert bowl, which, well, you probably wouldn't put it with the big one, perhaps rather with the side plate there, but I'm in love. And I also loved it came with a really dark brown bottom as well. And I've been rather precious about washing these because all of it is glazed, save the bottoms here. So I just use the spongy part to wash the bottoms so they don't get scratched and damaged. And lastly, my favourite, most used piece in the collection is the Sable Mug. This just makes every picture cute. This just makes every coffee moment that more indulgent. It is just the perfect sized, perfect shaped, aesthetically pleasing mug that I have ever seen. And of course I picked up 12 as well, even though I don't think I'd serve 12 cups of coffee at a time. But if one of them broke, and if I was down to my last one, at least I know I have spares. And now for my own indulgence and for the necessity of hunger, which is really kicking in, I'm going to be using a few pieces of my Sable dinnerware to make me a bit of lunch this afternoon. Let's eat. So I'll end the vlog on that note. I will see you in my next vlog. I hope you enjoyed all the homeware bits that I have included. I will link them all in the description box. They should, most of them, be still available, and some of them might even be on clearance, so you might be able to pick up a bargain. If you liked any of the homeware ideas, coming along for my cozy day out with my beanies and my flowers and my shopping trip, please subscribe. Thank you for subscribing thus far. I also make YouTube shorts, so go and check those out as well. That is where my fun side comes out. I feel like my vlogging, I'm not as snappy, but that is the nature of vlogs. It's everyday life and we're a bit more chilled over here, except when we aren't. Anyway, lovelies, so lovely to see you coming and watching my videos, and I will see you very soon for more exciting unboxing and seasonal changes to come. Thanks for stopping by as always. Bye.